and a privilege and a thing of great joy. It is to see so many friends, new and old, so much warmth and positive regard. I am honored measurelessly. I wrote this story, Wondabubba and the Big Splash, for my firstborn daughter, whose name is Janir. I had just graduated from college. I went to school in Pennsylvania called Eastern University, and I got my degree in social work, but throughout the entire time while I was a student, I was the campus vocalist. It just so happened that one particular evening, during the Christmas season, they were all out doing some caroling around the log cabin and the water wheel, which was the symbol of the school. And I walked up to the carolers and I asked if I could share something, and I began to sing "Oh Holy Night," which is my favorite all-time Christmas carol. At that point, they got the message to the president of the university and the deans, and every time there was a big convocation or something happening at the school, I was always called on to sing. As a result of all of that activity as a vocalist, when I graduated, there was nothing I had to do. There was no more people calling me to sing or do anything. It was a little frustrating, and I prayed, and I said, Lord, well, if you don't give me something to do, I don't know what's going to happen. 2 weeks later, someone sent me an audition notice for the first time and never since in the mail. And it said, auditioning 2 males, 3 females, and 1 piano player for the musical and touring production of the play Ain't Misbehaving, the musical of Fats Water. Well, I went out, 200 and some odd people went out for it, and I got cast in one of the leads, since there were only 2 of us, pretty important role. And I had to tour up and down the East Coast with this particular play. And I felt kind of bad because my daughter was just born, and I felt like I was going to leave her, and I wanted to do something to give her the sound of my voice. So on the wings of a dove, I cannot tell you how this story came to me, but I wrote it down, and then I read it on a cassette. They didn't have any DVDs out at the time, or CDs. So I put it on the cassette, and my ex-wife played the cassette for my daughter while I was on the road. And when I came back, I shared that cassette with my own mother. You'll notice later on in the course of seeing the images, there is a female mother figure in the story whose name is Miss Worthy. I was struggling to find out who this, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. At any rate, Mother encouraged me to turn the cassette into a book. You need to get this published, she said. That was 1992. That's the last time she told me to get it published. From the 80s through the 90s, she was always, did you get it published? Have you tried to get it? I didn't pay no really mind. Mother passed January the 8th, 1993, and one of the last things she encouraged me to do, boy, you better make sure you get that book published. I searched around and found one publisher in Philadelphia, Songhai Press, but they wanted to offer me from 5 to 8% after I had done all the work and went to every major art school in the city of Philadelphia in an attempt to find someone to illustrate the book. And I gave out 3 pages of my manuscript. And so many young illustrators from all the major art schools in the city of Philadelphia submitted what's known as storyboards. And from each of those storyboards, they were supposed to glean and make one major image that would be able to be presented in the book. And I got scores of admissions, but none of them really spoke to me. Some of them were really good. At any rate, I found a young man in my cousin who's a pastor of a Presbyterian church, in his church. And his sister actually was the one in the church, and she said, you need to meet my brother. And I ultimately met him, and well, I knew immediately that James Whitley was the guy for me. And I gave him the entire story, and I gave it to him at this juncture in a CD, the audio book, which is on sale in the back. And he and I collaborated over a period of 9 months. Instant messaging, by the way, anybody that's over 60 that has trouble figuring out what instant messaging is, don't be upset, because I don't know anything about it myself. It's when you type words on the internet and immediately the message, it's like texting but it's using a computer. At any rate, we were instant messaging each other and emailing each other and phone calling each other for 9 months. And each of the images, he would begin to sketch out after having given me this wonderful storyboard. And he sketched out the image, and I said, well, I want azaleas in that picture. And could you put an osprey swooping down out of the sky, grabbing up one of the salmon in his talons? And he said, yeah, let me find out what's an osprey. And so he did all of the research. So many of the other illustrators did cartoon-esque images of the multiple fish characters that are in my story. I didn't want that. I wanted representations of real fish species: bass, trout, catfish, minnows, carp, koi. I wanted each of them to be anyone that was a fisherman, any of you that know anything about freshwater American fish or salmon, you'll be able to look at the images that James created in this story that you're about to see and recognize specifically what each species represents. And I'm just so grateful. In the picture that you're looking at right now, first you see me and Wondabubba. That picture of me, exclude Wondabubba for a second, that picture of me, I took 6 years before I found my illustrator, knowing that one day I was going to find somebody that was going to draw my main character under my hand and ultimately make it look as if we were standing side by side. I think James did an exceptional job in doing that. But if you'll notice, you'll see in this picture, you'll see koi, you'll see bluegill sunfish, you'll see a catfish, and way off to the left, just to my right, there's a rainbow trout rising. But anybody that knows anything about fish can recognize him. I'm saying all of that to say, I found the perfect illustrator, and I think he's one of the best in the country. I'm really happy with his work. I'm very proud of him. He subsequently has now moved to North Carolina, and we stay in touch. He's very excited about tonight, though he can't be here. He's very excited about what you're going to see, and I'm going to share with you. I'm so grateful for each of you. This is history in my family. There aren't any other published authors. I got a lawyer in the family and a lawyer that's about to become a lawyer. I've got some really cool books, but there aren't any that have written anything. So I kind of feel good about that. And I particularly feel good that I am here with you. Without further ado, allow me to present to you Wondabubba and the Big Splash.